Hey there, I'm professional psychic Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up Sundays for January 1st, 2023. Welcome to the new year. We all made it. This year's going to be a year of transformation as I see it. And I'm starting off the year by changing up the format on these videos. So if you watch me regularly, this video will just contain the transits for this week. I'll be posting separate videos for each sign for an in-depth dive into how the full moon this week will affect each sign and then do a 3-card draw. So make sure and check out those videos as well. So let's dive on in. Right now we have the sun at 11 degrees of Capricorn, about 1/3 of its way through the transit through this sign. So Capricorn rules the 10th house in the astrological wheel. This is the house of our mission on this planet. It's the house of dad, boss, authority figures, our long-term commitments, where we're putting our energies for the long haul. So as any planet moves through Capricorn, these themes can come up in our lives. Our childhoods can come up because the Capricorn parenting axis, Capricorn Cancer is the parenting axis, and the full moon this week will be on this axis because the full moon will be in Cancer. And that will be happening this Friday at 5:07 p.m. and all the times I give are Austin, Texas times or central time zones here in the United States. So that's the biggest highlight astrological transit of this week is the full moon. And full moons are about things coming to fruition, things coming to culmination. It's about endings and releasing and letting go. The fact that this is going to be in Cancer can really be an emotionally sensitive one. I mean, full moons can bring out emotional sensitivity anyway. The moon moving through Cancer at any of its phases can make us more psychically sensitive, more emotionally sensitive. So with this full moon in Cancer this week, that can be a doozy emotionally. So just a heads up that emotions could really be heightened. Psychic abilities could also be really heightened this week with this full moon in Cancer. Right now, though, I want to talk about what's been going on today and yesterday. Actually, yesterday we had Venus conjunct Pluto. So Venus is moving through Capricorn, as is Mercury and the Sun, and Pluto is there. So we have a stellium right now in Capricorn. That will be shifting, beginning to shift over this next week. But Venus conjunct Pluto yesterday on New Year's Eve is a transformation, Pluto, of who we love, what we love, how we receive energies. I really felt it as a transformation in how we can love ourselves. And so I think a lot of people might be setting the intentions for this new year to love yourself more and put that in actual, that could be dietary changes or exercise changes or life changes that are about loving yourself more fully. I really am feeling that super strong. Today, on Sunday, we've been having, and this energy will carry in tomorrow as well, the sun is trining the north node, which is at 11 degrees of Taurus, and sextiling the south node, which is at 11 degrees of Scorpio. Now, trine and sextiles are positive connections. The north node is where we're collectively, it's like we're all in class together learning what? Taurus values, how to value ourselves. Where do we place our things that that are our valuables? We could be literally moving money and financial things and property things around with this north node. We could be changing up who we're spending time with based on who shows us that they value us, our time and our energy and attention. The second house is the house of Taurus, and this is the house of how we clothe ourselves, how we feed ourselves, our physical body, how we earn our money. So these are all the energies going on with the north node. They're highlighting these aspects in our life. So the nodes shifted in January of last year. So we've had a year of the nodes teaching us, the north node teaching us about learning about values and money and finances, balancing that. They'll change signs this July and go into Aries and Libra. So we'll have a whole new theme coming up mid-year. But the south node is where we're releasing karma, where we're clearing out karmic debris, where past life stuff can come up and leave. So the sextile between the sun and the south node could highlight where we have karmic issues, where there could be karma that we're ready to let go of and release and shift. So this can be a beautiful, powerful energy of getting clarity about our direction, the sun trining the north node, and letting go of past karma. So what a great energy for the start of this year in terms of what I see going on with that. Also today and into tomorrow, we have the sun in a square with Chiron. So Chiron's at 11 degrees of Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. A square could bring up like an ouchy moment. You could feel triggered in some way where you still need to receive some healing. So if you were triggered today, yesterday, tomorrow, transits are always, they may be exact at certain times. We can feel transits ahead of time. We can feel them afterwards. So I always give an orb around all the transits I ever talk about. You may feel them ahead of time. You may feel them the day of. You could feel lingering effects afterwards. So this square could bring up something that could be ouchy. In this mid-decan of Aries, I've been really feeling it's about our connections with others and what we perceive the world sees us as, and do we care? Do we care what other people think of us? How are our actions? Do we change what we do based on what we think other people think of us? These are some of the issues that I feel like are being healed with the Chiron in this mid-decan of Aries. It just went direct. It's been retrograde. It's gone back over this place in the skies over this last year. So we've already gone over this. Chiron has already been over this part of our chart. This is like the third round because it went direct, it went retrograde, now it's going back forward. So it's coming back in to do a final check-in and a final healing around our relationships with others and healing when it comes to that. Perceptions of what they think of us, the real feelings that people have towards us, or not, who in our lives shows us love and support, who doesn't. These kind of things can really come up for healing and clearing and release. And also, like I said, valuing ourselves no matter what anyone else thinks of us, positive or negative, I think is the ultimate goal to get to for self-esteem. So these are some issues that could have come to the surface in the last several days with the sun and a square with Chiron. Also today, we've had the moon in Taurus cross over Uranus, and Uranus brings sudden unexpected things. So you could have had some sort of surprising news, something unexpected coming up today. Again, that could happen before or after as well. So Uranus is the great awakener. It loves to throw curveballs to wake you up. So the moon brings more added intuitive insight into things. So you could have had an aha realization. That could be the sudden surprising thing, or feel compelled to take different actions for some way that could have come out of the blue, or someone could have said something or done something to you that was surprising today. It feels positive though. It doesn't feel like a negative or disconcerting with the moon. It's more of like a highlighting of something. And very spiritual as well. I really feel a strong spiritual aha realization kind of energy for today. I think there could be a lot of downloads from spirit, your own higher self, just really sort of shining the light on something that you need to see in your life. So moving into tomorrow, Monday, I've got my new little notebook from Honeycomb Collective. I just have to do a shout out for that company. It is a daily guide of where all the planets are in the skies. Even it has notes, which I won't be sharing with you, of how the transits are personally affecting me by the day. I'm super excited about this new format that I could really see clearly every day what's going on with the transits, because I'm a total astrology nerd and been doing professional readings for 35 years. The astrology piece, and particularly the transits, has been something in the last 6 years or so I've been really diving into more, and it's been really helping me unlock and understand more of the times. It's like knowing what the weather forecast is and going, oh, okay, well, it's going to be cold today. I want to make sure I have a coat on, or it's going to be really hot. I'm going to make sure I dress appropriately, or there's chance of thunderstorms. Okay, let's not plan the picnic today. Those kind of things. In a similar effect, knowing what the astrological transits are really helpful. And I sit there and take notes every day about like, that's interesting. Well, this was conjunct that, or that was trine that, or ooh, that was square that when that happened. You know, it's interesting to look at it because so much of really important news can be tracked by looking at what's going on with the planets. It's just really fascinating. I invite you, if you want to start learning about transits, to just start paying attention to where the moon is, as it takes 2.5 days to transit a sign, and what you notice as the moon is in each sign. Just take some personal notes of what you notice going on with the people around you. That's the easiest place to start, is just paying attention to the moon, where it's going through, and as it interacts with the other planets as it moves through the signs as well. That's another place you can start. The sun, and paying attention to how you feel as the sun's moving through each sign, is another beginning step to look at, and just noticing. Okay, so looking at Monday, we have at 12:44 a.m., that's just after midnight tonight, we'll have Mercury, which is retrograde, in a sextile with Neptune in Pisces at 22 degrees and 53 minutes. So Mercury went retrograde on December 29th. It will be retrograde until January 19th. Mars is also retrograde. It went retrograde at the end of October. It goes direct January 12th. And the only other planet that is retrograde right now is Uranus, and it will go direct January 23rd. So the next couple weeks here can still be kind of dicey when it comes to the retrograde energy. You don't want to force things or push things with Mars retrograde. You want to be careful about your conversations, what you say. You know, expect glitches in your technology with Mercury retrograde, with your phones, computers, cars. These are all common things. Thinking you sent something, you didn't. Miscommunications are usually highlighted with Mercury retrograde, and this Mercury retrograde is in Capricorn, so it could also be an opportunity to go back and rethink and revisit. Retrogrades are always about the REs, the review, rethink, reconsider, review, all the re's. It's usually an internal time, so it's not time to just go out there and launch new things, unless you've been giving lots of thought to that, like this change I'm doing in the format. It's ideally not to start something new when Mercury and Mars are retrograde, especially when you're in Aries and Mars is your ruling planet. But I've been thinking about these changes, been guided about these changes for months. And so that's where you can sort of bypass the rules in astrology. And nothing's hard and fast. It's just sort of like, okay, proceed with caution. Don't expect anything to come back quickly. Expect to have to apply extra action, to have to redo. That's another to go back over something and have to, make new plans, do things differently, do things over again. So with this Mercury retrograde in a sextile with Neptune tomorrow or tonight in the middle of the night, this could be some amazing dreams. You could get some insights, Neptune and Pisces, around thoughts you've been thinking, communications you've been having with others. The sextile, like I said, is a positive connection. So Neptune and Pisces on a positive end brings spiritual insights, psychic clarity, psychic realizations. On a downside, Neptune and Pisces can be dredging up illusion, delusion, addiction. So Mercury retrograde sextiling Neptune in this way could also then bring up some realizations about areas in your life that maybe you're surrendering or need to surrender, addictive patterns that you need to surrender. Let me put it that way. So you could have some insights into like addictions that's important and time to give up. Ways of thinking that's important to release. Neptune's about dissolving, releasing, taking things away. So you can even have some realizations about having to let go of something that you'd still been replaying in your mind, for example, like an old resentment that keeps circulating. This Neptune could help just like dissolve that. So especially if you set the intention before you go to bed tonight, to have that clarity, to have realizations come in your sleep. Like this is a great night tonight to get some vivid dreams. I think any night is good to like plant the intention before you go to sleep of what you kind of work you'd like to be doing while you're sleeping, what kind of work you'd be doing with your higher self, your guides, like what kind of insights that you need for your life. Sometimes when our brain is asleep is the best time to be receiving information. Then at 4:29 a.m., the sun in Capricorn will be in a trine with the North Node in Taurus. Like I said, we're already feeling that energy today, but there could be, again, some extra insights that you're getting today, tomorrow around direction in life. Then the moon tomorrow will be making a square to Saturn in Aquarius that could give us insights into how we could restructure, set boundaries in a different way. The moon will be in a trine with Venus in Capricorn. This is a really positive kiss that happens at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow morning. So you could have like a beautiful message coming in. And again, Venus is our love, our relationships, how we receive energy, our money. So the moon brings insights, and a trine is a super positive connection. So the moon can bring us some really lovely insights into, again, self-love at the basis core, or what we're willing to receive from others. Then the moon will be in a sextile with Neptune at 6:52 a.m. This, we'll have Mercury in a sextile with Neptune, and then we'll have the moon in a sextile with Neptune. So there's double the opportunity to get insights tomorrow around where your life is spiritually, where you are in terms of your psychic development, and again, what kind of addictions, illusions, delusions you need to let go of for your best life. At 10:01 a.m., the sun will square exactly Chiron in Aries. So again, we could have something get triggered tomorrow. It comes up for healing, for clearing, for release. At 8:09 p.m. tomorrow night, Venus will move into Aquarius. So it's shifting signs from Capricorn into the wavy lines of Aquarius. This is everybody vibing together. It's like wanting to break out and break free. The Aquarius energy is the maverick. It does things unique and different. Venus in Aquarius will love things outside the box. So you may have the juju to want to just go out and explore something brand new, something you've never done before. You may want to explore a relationship that's new as well, or something innovative that you might love. At 8:44 p.m., the moon goes into Gemini tomorrow. So then we move the energy into the Mercury, more of the Mercury retrograde feeling. So this could really heighten because Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury's retrograde over there in Capricorn as the moon moves into Gemini, and it'll be in Gemini for a couple days. It moves into Cancer Thursday morning, so we'll have from Monday night, all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday into Thursday morning, this extra charged sort of Mercury retrograde energy. So the Mercury retrograde could feel extra intensive at the beginning of the week just because the moon will also be in Gemini. And we've already been feeling Mars in Gemini retrograde, which has felt like a Mercury retrograde on steroids since October. So we just feel like we're getting a double dose of this Mercury retrograde energy, especially when the moon will be conjunct Mars, and that'll happen at 1:47 p.m. on Tuesday the 3rd. We also have the moon in Gemini in a sextile with Chiron in Aries on Tuesday as well. That happens at 8:22 p.m. So we have the sun in a square with Chiron on Monday, and then we have the moon in a sextile. So again, insights, illuminations, and then more reveals around sort of something that we really need to heal. I really see that coming up over the next couple of days. Then on Wednesday at 3:07 a.m., Venus in Aquarius will be sextiling Jupiter in Aries at 1 degree and 37 minutes. So the Jupiter brings good luck. It brings in benefits. Venus, again, is our love, our relationships, our money. So this can be a beautiful signal of like new information coming in, innovation around our love, good luck coming in around love and money. That happens, like I said, in the middle of the night, Wednesday at 3 a.m. But we can feel those effects again beforehand, afterwards. So this is a nice little kiss in the middle of the week. The moon in Gemini will be trining Saturn in Aquarius at 5:53 p.m. on Wednesday. This can give us insights into how to structure our time and boundaries with others. Then at 6:07 p.m., the moon will be in a square with Neptune in Pisces. So this could be more insights around the spiritual connections, illusion, delusion, addiction stuff. Like I really see, like if you've got addictive things that you're supposed to be clearing and releasing, it seems like the universe keeps pointing at it or healing. Like some of this Chiron, the woundedness, sometimes it is the woundedness that drives us to use addictive patterns and foods and substances, right? So these could come together and you could have a lot of realizations around this week is what I'm getting. On Thursday morning, the moon at 8:14, the moon moves into Cancer, and this really shifts the energy into more sensitivity, more emotionally, just more emotional. I've really noticed how just people are more moody, more volatile as the moon moves through Cancer. And just to back up, as the moon interacts with Mars this week and goes through Gemini, Mars is the ruler of Aries. And a lot of times when anything's interacting with Mars, there can be unresolved anger issues that get stirred up and triggered as a result of that. Jupiter in Aries makes things bigger. So one of the downsides with Jupiter in Aries is it could stir up and make bigger this sort of aggressive energy that Mars can have. It could also make bigger passion for your life, inspiration, creativity, all these positive aspects of Aries. And Jupiter is starting a whole new 12-year cycle. It was at 0 degrees for a couple weeks. It just moved to 1 degree here a couple days ago. It's still a great time to set the intention for what you want for your life for the next 12 years and take a ride on the Jupiter. I personally have set some important intentions on this Jupiter transit because I want to see how my life can be different over these next 12 years based on some shifts and determinations and commitments I'm making to myself. So, and as a triple Aries, the Jupiter will be moving through over my Mercury, my Sun, and my Moon between now and May as it zips through Aries. So just a heads up about that, and another invitation to set your own intentions for what you want for the next 12 years. Let's see. On Thursday, I said the moon's moving into Cancer. Then the sun in Capricorn will be in a trine with Uranus and Taurus at 15 degrees in 4 minutes. This can be a good something surprising can come in. This is also like right before the full moon is going to be happening the next day. So this could be like some surprising illuminations. We start feeling that full moon ahead of time for darn sure. And then the moon in Cancer will be in a square with this Jupiter in Aries. That happens at 11:50 a.m. Thursday morning. We could be really extra sensitive because the Jupiter will expand whatever feelings are getting stirred up as the moon moves through Cancer. So this could just make it large. So I just really see, make sure you're grounding yourself and doing spiritual practices and taking some time out to like actually literally ground or be in the water on Thursday, because I feel like it's really important to help ground you and clear your energy. The water is really great for emotionality, to be like soaking in the water or going to sit and listen to water flowing. And then the grounding of the earth, just taking a walk with your bare feet on the ground is just a great way to ground yourself when the planets are all sort of spinning in a very heightened emotional way. Then on Friday at 5:30 a.m., Venus in Aquarius will be in a trine with Ceres in Libra. And Ceres is an asteroid that's like a nurturing mother. So this is like Venus and the nurturing energy of like getting the divine feminine love that you need coming in. Again, it's early in the morning on Friday at 5:30. Then the moon in Cancer will sextile the north node in Taurus. Again, more insights could come around our direction in life, where we're headed, what we're supposed to be learning right now. Then the moon will have a square with Chiron in Aries. Again, more insights around this woundedness. Like this is definitely a week to focus on where you're still feeling wounded in your life and an opportunity to heal that woundedness. Bring it up in your meditation, in your prayer. Offer it up to Spirit for some help in clearing. It'd be a great week to dive into doing some therapy, writing in your journal, just talking over with a close friend what's going on with you emotionally, getting it out somehow. At 2:29 p.m., the moon in Cancer will be sextiling Uranus in Taurus. This could be sudden, unexpected things coming in a positive way. Unexpected insights could be hitting. At 5:07 p.m. is when we have the full moon at its apex, exact 5:07 p.m. That's Austin, Texas time again. 16 degrees and 22 minutes of Cancer. That means the sun is opposite at 16 degrees and 22 minutes of Capricorn. This, like I was saying earlier, is the parental axis, the mother-father. So with this full moon, you could have issues from your childhood surface. You could have issues as a parent surface, issues with your children. These things could come to a head. Full moons are great for gathering intuitive insight as well, but with all this stirred up with the Chiron energy, it would be a great time to release all the realizations you've had this week around where you're wounded, and offering it up to be healed and cleared for all time would be what I would suggest to be doing with this full moon in Cancer. It's also an opportunity to reparent ourselves, like to give ourselves the love and nurturing and support that we may not have received as children, I think is important. At 7:35 p.m., the moon in Cancer will be opposite Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. So that could be, again, it could be a watch out for communications that evening with others. Let me just say that. Fights could get really big if you have an argument with someone. That could get really explosive with this full moon energy on Friday. On Saturday, the moon in Cancer will be trining Neptune in Pisces. Got a lot of connections in with Neptune this week. Again, so a lot of opportunities to have realizations, insights, spiritual experiences, psychic experiences. Like there's so many indications for that this week. Mercury retrograde will be conjunct the sun exactly at 6:56 a.m. on Saturday. So it's going to be 1 degree off this full moon, the Mercury retrograde. So again, it could be very interesting what kind of crazy conversations could happen, miscommunications. But again, it's a great time to just pull away from the world and have some amazing insights just directly from Spirit yourself. Communications with others, they could be, there's an opportunity for them to be insightful as well, especially if you have people around you that can go there with you. This is the day to have some really deep conversations as well, or to really dredge up some things. But just stay away from the people with unresolved stuff that want to just, blame you for whatever their issues are. The moon in Cancer will be opposite Pluto in Capricorn at 4:22 p.m. on Saturday. So again, it's just gone past its fullness. It's still got the full moon juju on it, and then it'll be interacting with the planet that represents death and transformation. Again, an opportunity to clear something in a very powerful way. This is definitely a week of transformation insights. At 8:40 p.m. on Saturday evening, the moon will be moving into Leo, just in time for some late night celebration and partying. The Leo energy brings in romance and childlike spirit and creativity. So next weekend should be a great time, starting Saturday evening into Sunday, to dive into some creative projects, to have some dates, to have some romantic energy. Leo also, it rules the 5th house in astrology, which is also the house of children. So you could have some intensive connections with your children if you have children. That could also be happening. News around your children could come in as well with this, with energy of the moon going into Leo. Then next Sunday on the 8th at 12:59 a.m., the moon in Leo will trine Jupiter. So that Saturday night into Sunday morning could be a really great time for insights, revelations, and just some kisses from the universe is what I'm getting, like some downloads, some like attaboy kind of thing, just like gifts is what I'm feeling. Gifts from spirit coming in. Then at 10:52 a.m. next Sunday, the moon in Leo will be opposite Venus in Aquarius at 7 degrees. This is super intensive. It could bring things to a head as well in terms of relationships. It could bring some realizations around some of your relationships as well. It can make you want to break free out of relationships. That Aquarian energy with Venus and Aquarius, it's like, F this, I'm out of here. I ain't putting up with this anymore. Could really be happening this week. Then at 1:19 p.m. next Sunday, the moon in Leo will be in a sextile with Mars retrograde. This is some great insights into where we've been putting our actions, where we've been taking, because Mars represents how we take action, how we put energy into things. And the moon, again, bringing us insights into how we can better take action, especially with the moon in Leo, about how we can take action to explore romance, creativity, and relationships and connections with children. Then 6:22 p.m. next Sunday night, the moon in Leo will be square the North Node in Taurus. This could be some like self-correcting. Wait, stop. Nope. Can't go that way. Do it this way instead. Like, again, the North Node is what we're supposed to be learning. So a square could be an ouch. It can be an opposite. It can be a conflicting or difficult thing that comes up where you get insight into something that may not particularly feel good. Oh yeah, okay, I know I need to do this, like kind of thing. I'm like, all right, I'll do this. That's just what I'm feeling. Then at 9:03 p.m., the moon in Leo will trine Chiron in Aries, having another positive connection with Chiron in Aries. So this week, this Chiron factors prominently. So healing, some karmic patterns, things you've dragged with you not only through this lifetime, and karmic patterns are those ones that you just have that Groundhog's Day, deja vu, you do it over and over and over again. This is insights, I feel like, into these karmic patterns this week. A lot of different opportunities to have some really powerful insights into doing your healing work, which is what I think we're all here on this planet to do, to heal, to grow, to evolve as a soul, so we can live a happy, joyful life and help spread joy and happiness to everyone else. That's what I have for the transits for this week. Make sure you check out the video that works for you, for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And I'll see you next week. Peace.